So, I mean, the Brotherhood for me is a collective, and it's like it's the most transformational space that I've been a part of. Like the level of authentic connection and vulnerability in a safe setting. It's been the most. I've done so much healing with the Brotherhood, like that just hasn't been possible anywhere else in my life. And I'm someone that's I've gone through so much, and I've like tried to connect to emotions, to release stuff, and I just haven't been able to. I've just found it so difficult. But the Brotherhood, this collective that's been created, it's provided a space where I've been able to to do so much healing, and it's just fucking excuse my language. It's just changed my life, man. It's enabled me to do so much healing, the connections I've made, and also, as much as it's about my own healing journey, to be a part of this collective, it's as much as you put yourself in it, you're being held, but you're also holding the space for others, and that is so powerful. Being part of a collective, like there isn't like a hierarchy where there's a leader and that person's better than you. It's like part of this collective, like we're all on this, we're on the same stage, on the same podium, and like it's just been the most transformational experience of my life. Like being a part of any event that I've done with the Brotherhood, but. Yeah, I mean this retreat has just been like, I can't even put it into words how much it's changed my life, man. And it's so beautiful. I'm so grateful to the Brotherhood. I'm so grateful, for this collective. I'm so grateful for the events they put together, the heart and soul they put into to creating these events and these life-changing, transformational events, and all the effort and the energy that's put into creating the space, which is just such a healing environment. And you just don't get this like in modern day life. These spaces aren't around like for people to access their emotions and heal and ultimately release. Because I often find so many of us, we go through life and we're carrying these traumas that we've got over the years, and we're holding so much, and how do we release that? Even if you're conscious about, okay, I've got, like for me, I'm sort of conscious that I've been carrying this backpack, and it's like, but I can't connect to those emotions to be able to take a bit of weight out of this backpack and release some of that. But the Brotherhood and this collective and the retreats and everything it's provided has just allowed me to just completely take off that backpack. And it's funny that reference, even in with what we've done with this retreat, even like one of the activities, like taking off your backpack and sharing it with a brother, or holding the backpack of a brother, and like. It represents the collective so beautifully, because it's a space where not only are you releasing your own weight and being held by a brother, you're also doing the same for one another. So the whole journey, it's just this authentic rawness, which is so genuine and so loving and so powerful, and it's the stuff that we all need in life. But how often do you get the chance to be authentic, to be genuine, and to be real, and to be held? Like to be held is just so powerful.
I think some people don't even realise that they need it.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of the group right before I came, and then like our first conversation that we had on that walk, like obviously stuff was coming up, stuff that like just I'd say I think about it, but I don't actually think about it. It just like comes in, out. So. For like someone who's completely out of it, like me, bizarre.
Yeah,
it's
man.
It's a really strange thing to do.
And it's
actually think.
Yeah, to actually like, how often in life do we get the chance to to think about our emotions? And everyone goes through different traumas in different aspects, like the things in our childhood, the things that happen through life. Like you can't escape it. It's part of life. And how much of our society do we ever get the opportunity to release some of that? like we don't, you know, it doesn't happen. Like we're walking around carrying this backpack unconsciously of all this weight that's just is put into it from our life experiences, and we never get a chance to take something out of that backpack, or, you know, to eventually sort of, you know, take it off almost. And the Brotherhood and you know, what the space that's created, the collective, it's just so powerful. And that reference to the backpack in the sense of that, you know, even that was one of the activities we done. Like, it's just such a beautiful representation of what the Brotherhood is about and what this collective is. And I can't put into words how beneficial it's been for me in my life. Like, the amount of healing I've been able to do, it's completely life-changing, to be honest. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for, you know, coming along to this event, and, you know, for other events that I've been to. And I can't wait for more. It's just like, it's such a powerful space, and I'm so grateful for it. And yeah, I just, so much gratitude. Like, that's just like the main word that comes to me, you know.
Yeah. Would you say the backpack then is other than that, is there anything that you could probably like extract from this trip and then like put it into your life outside of this group, like just your everyday life?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's been so much, you know, like picking like one individual point, like there's just been such an incredible like amount of healing that's been done. And, you know, for me, I found like the space that's created by you know, sort of the facilitators, but the ability to be authentic, genuine, raw, vulnerable in a safe setting, you know, is so powerful. And you know, this space was created so effortlessly in my experience on this retreat, you know, with this authentic connection with, you know, someone that you've never met before. So a stranger, you know, you'd usually call a stranger, but, you know, the way this space was held, you know, to meet a stranger and to just straight away just be having an authentic, vulnerable, open conversation, but in like a completely sort of healthy, like loving setting, it was so beautiful to me, because you know, they didn't feel like there was any awkward small talk or anything like that. It was just straight into this beautiful, loving space that was created. And that energy sort of carried on throughout the whole trip. You know, it was this beautiful setting was created by the facilitators, and then that energy was carried throughout the whole trip. So every conversation you had with every person, you know, within the trip, it was just this like incredible, like powerful conversations and conscious living, conscious talking, conscious conversations. And I like the ability to be raw and authentic in that setting was just like, it's just been the most life-changing, transformational stuff. And I can't really put it into words how much I've been able to heal from this. And I've so much gratitude for the Brotherhood. Like I can keep saying it because there's just so much there, you know. It's just so much gratitude to this whole experience. And yeah, I would just recommend it to anyone that's like curious about this, like just to sort of, you know, take that step to, you know, to adventure. And you know, like even sort of signing up for this specific retreat, I didn't necessarily know what to expect. You know, it was like, you know, it seemed like a fun idea, but I just sort of left it there. I thought it will be what it will be. But, you know, coming along, it's just been like, it's been the most incredible journey, and like the healing that I've done, but, you know, also just the connections made. It's just been, yeah, incredible. Fuck, easy, man.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
In what you've just been saying.
Yeah, I mean, what I think is the space that's provided by the Brotherhood, you know, this collective that's been created. It's just the most accepting, you know, loving environment in like their healthiest way, and it's almost like you can come into this space completely unsure of what to expect, and you know, the energy of you know, being held and being able to hold another, like, is so powerful in life. And humans for years have sort of thrived on this ability to, you know, to live in commune, to be a collective, to care for one another. And, you know, for the past sort of couple hundred years, we've strayed so far away from that what's important in terms of how we live as humans, and what's important for a human collective. And that stuff that is so vitally important is that commune, that connection, and that authenticity as well. And in the modern world, it seems like, certainly in the past, it's so difficult to find that authenticity, that authentic space where you can be who you are without having to put on any kind of show or performance, or, you know, there's so much performing in life. And the space that's created in the Brotherhood is so stripped back from everything that you're supposed to do, and what you're left with when you strip all of that back, you're just left with this authenticity, this incredible vulnerability in the most like healthy, healing way. And I think we all need that in life, you know. Like there's not enough of that in life, and I think so many people in society sort of find themselves walking through life thinking something's not right, you know, something's not right with the way that we live, with how things are sort of set up, and I think in some way or another we're all yearning for that connection and that community, and we don't necessarily know what it is that we're looking for, but we know that something just doesn't feel right in life. And you know, we can chase goals, we can chase targets, and you know, we're always sort of setting a target and a goal to sort of get us through life, because we're almost escaping from something. And I think when you really step into that sort of authenticity and the connection with other humans, it really sort of creates a space where there's nothing to escape from, like, because you can just speak your truth and know that you're held, and there's no judgment. You know, there's no sort of, it's just a safe space, and it's so powerful. And I think that's been essential for humans for thousands of years, and the past maybe 200 years we've strayed away from that. But this essential part of what's got humans to where we are now is still essential, but we just don't. It's just not part of our society. So having this collective and the events they put together, I think it's just so vital for the human experience, almost, to have that collective where you can connect in a commune sort of setting, and you can be authentic and vulnerable. And we live in a world where that's not easy to do, and the space that they've put together with the Brotherhood is just the most. It's just so beautiful, man. And I've personally done so much healing that I didn't think was possible, from being part of this collective, and it's just the most beautiful space. I'm so grateful for it. So
the last thing.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
What's the most challenging part of the trip, either mentally or physically? And then have you got a highlight, the funniest moment, or just your happiest, any sort of breakthrough moments?
The most challenging, I think, there's obviously multiple different sides of it, because ultimately this particular trip was physically very challenging. We're climbing a mountain. There's over 4,000 meters in I don't know the word, 4,000 meters in high elevation. So that's a challenging experience to climb that mountain. But the other sort of challenging stuff mixed in with it, which almost challenging isn't the right word, but typically in life, where it's such a powerful, beautiful sort of loving or space that's sort of set up, there's the opportunity for these conversations, which usually in life are so difficult to have, and that's where I say it can be challenging to climb a mountain, but it can also be challenging to be vulnerable, to be authentic, and that's why so many people never get the chance to have that in their day-to-day life.
Peel off the mask. Yeah,
exactly that. To peel off the mask and just to be your authentic, vulnerable self in a safe setting, and know that it's okay. You're held. Everyone has emotions, and everyone has difficult days. Everyone has beautiful days, but to be in a setting where that's all okay. You can just be anything that you're feeling, and you don't have to be you don't have to have like a super emotional moment or anything like that. That you can just be part of a collective where, because you're in that authentic rawness, like you can just develop these incredible connections. And for me, I've gone through a lot of life change where, you know, connections that you made, they sort of fall apart in life as sort of sometimes happens, and you know, that can be a really sort of, you know, lonely period to go through for many of us, and just being part of a collective that carries that ethos with that authenticity and that sort of the safeness of being vulnerable, you know, the safety in that, it's so powerful because you can be your authentic self and know that you're held, and you can just make these incredible connections, and that's what I'm so grateful for. I'd say, you know, the healing that I've got from it, but also the incredible connections made and the laughs sort of along the way, and also just the beauty of the trip. You know, right? That's like the main thing that someone would come for. You know, like how incredible it's been to be in, you know, a beautiful setting like this, but to also be making these incredible connections along the way. It's like, it's just the most powerful thing, and we don't get enough of that in life. And it's just been the most sort of life-changing, transformational experience for me, and I'd recommend it for anyone. I think as a society, as a collective, we all need more of this. And as I say, it's been so healing for me, but also just so incredible, and so I've had so much fun, and I'm just feel so much gratitude. I think you could probably, you know, see it on my face. Like I'm just so I'm so happy, and so like it's done everything for me and more. And I'm going to come away from this trip with like a cup emptied that, you know, that was full with like stuff that didn't need to be there, and then a cup filled with like all this love, all this vitality, all this, like, you know, everything that's just so beautiful in life. Oh, and you get to carry that energy and bring it home to, you know, to your everyday life, and share a bit of that, you know, because you filled your cup up so much. You get to then go into, you know, your society back home and be like, oh, here's a little bit, you know, for everyone else, and I just feel that's how we make a difference in life, by, you know, doing the work, you know, internally, and then because we've done the work internally, we've created a space where we can then, you know, sort of provide that space for others around us as well. And so yeah, it's just been, I can't put into words how much healing that I've done, you know, in this trip. It's been life-changing, and I'm just filled with so much gratitude. I think gratitude is just like, you know, the primary word of it all, because I'm just so grateful for how beautiful the setting was, like in terms of the mountains and you know, the beautiful sort of countryside nature around us, but also the connections formed, you know, because of the incredible way that the space was held. Yeah, it was just amazing, and I'd recommend it to, you know, to anyone.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, bro. That, bro. Yeah, lovely to meet you too, man. Hope to see you on another.